Well, we've come to the end of the road. It's our last show, 526 Shamrock Sports. What they say, you save the best for last. We've got a lot of great content coming up with the NFL Draft, Blue Gold game, and the top-ranked men's lacrosse matchup all on tap for you. This is Shamrock Sports. And welcome into our studios here on the second floor of the Duncan Student Center. Ryan Murphy, Tyler Reidy, Cian Bagenstose, seniors on the desk here for you for our senior show. Guys, how you doing today?
I feel old. That's the first thing for sure, but no better place and no better people to wrap it up with here today, and got some great content on tap as well.
Nice. Love is in the air, and the price is right. And I do feel old, too. My leg is cramping.
Well, you alluded to it, Cian. In case you haven't heard, Notre Dame made big news last night at the first round of the NFL Draft in Pittsburgh. We had a whole crew of excellent NDTV reporters on the ground for you. Kira Halfman, Molly O'Malley, Chris Daly, and Leo Romano were in on the action. Guys, take it away.
With the third pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Jeremiah Love, running back, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's star man Jeremiah Love was drafted third overall by the Arizona Cardinals last night, the highest running back taken off the board since 2018. And while he's no doubt excited for his new home, he's not forgetting where it all started. Our very own Molly O'Malley caught up with Love after the draft.
You know, Notre Dame was my first home, so it's a lot of weight that comes with that. All the people that came to Notre Dame have been great, so I'm going to take pride in that. I'm going to make sure that I go out there and do what I got to do to carry on that legacy.
As Love gears up to do just that and make an instant impact in the NFL, reactions from fans are pouring in left and right. Our very own Kira Halfman and Leo Romano were outside Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh to hear what they had to say.
I'm heartbroken. That's who I wanted, was Jeremiah Love. That's why I came down here, was hopefully to see him get drafted by the Titans, because he is already the top 5 running back in the NFL. So heartbroken, but I hope he does well with the Cardinals and they build around.
An Arizona Cardinals fan, and we're going to ask him right now about Jeremiah Love.
I have mixed feelings. You know, I think Jeremiah Love's a dog. I think that he's going to be a great addition to the offense. I also just wish that we would have had a defensive player, because right now we're paying Jeremiah Love, I think, top 5 running back money, because he's a top 3 pick. So contract-wise, it's going to be interesting, but I think he's going to be a great addition to the offense overall.
A little surprised, but very excited overall. Absolutely. And that contract is for 4 years and $50 million. Is that the right fit for Love? I think he can get a little more. Really, why so? He shares the love. It goes around.
There was certainly enough love to go around in South Bend, but the question now is for Cardinals fans, will there be enough love to go around in Arizona? In a loaded NFC West division featuring the Niners, Rams, and reigning Super Bowl champs Seattle Seahawks, who selected Jadarian Price with the 32nd overall pick, Love enters arguably the toughest division in all of football. But in classic Jeremiah Love fashion, he does not appear fazed.
But as far as competition, I'm ready to compete. You know, I'm all about competition. I'm all about competing and testing. How I fare against other good players. So I'm looking forward to it, honestly.
We'll see how Love fares in the NFL come next fall. If his time at Notre Dame is any indicator, he'll be one of the most explosive playmakers in the league from day one. From NDTV, I'm Chris Daly. Back to Ryan, Tyler, and Cian on the desk.
Thanks so much, guys. Absolutely excellent work by Molly, Kira, Chris, and Leo in Pittsburgh. Guys, what are sort of your reactions? This is really history-making for Notre Dame to have 2 running backs drafted in the first round.
Yeah, I'm just so happy for the 2 guys. Yeah, I don't know where exactly this career and this stuff I'm pursuing in sports is going to take me, but I think Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price are going to go down as 2 of the most enjoyable players I've covered, just with not only how electrifying they have been on the field for Notre Dame, the runs you're seeing now from Jay Love and Jadarian Price, but the people off the field, their unselfishness to split the backfield the way they did, the way they talked about making each other better, making the team better. It was all about team glory with those two. And I'm so happy to see them have the success they've had with the NFL draft and soon to be rivals in the NFC West. What a cool opportunity that's going to be for the two of them.
Absolutely. Cian?
And just centralizing on Jadarian Price, Coach Freeman summed it up perfectly. While Jadarian Price has not had the volume that Jeremiah Love has had, when he's had the rock, he's been electric. 6 yards per carry, 3 return touchdowns. And it's going to be very interesting to see how much dominance Jadarian Price brings to the NFL when he is the guy. And I'm just happy he's not in the AFC North trashing the Bengals defense.
Yeah, it is certainly unique too. I echo your sentiment. You feel really good about these guys. You feel good for them and all the success they've been able to achieve, and they will continue to achieve going forward in the NFL. Not the only football-related news in town, though. We get the Blue Gold game on tap tomorrow. Guys, what are your sort of expectations for the Blue Gold game tomorrow? Different format than maybe in years past, where we're not expecting, the typical first half offense, defense. What are you looking for, Cian? Let's start with you.
Well, when you got both units playing against each other, the coaches are really going to be able to evaluate how game ready both units are, and you just can't get that kind of look with the draft format. So I think the format is really going to help Notre Dame prepare in the summer to be victorious week 1 and have a great season and make the playoffs, leave no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people talked about the format last year and just how weird it was compared to years past with the traditional game format and then it becoming a little bit of a glorified scrimmage last year. I don't care. I mean, whatever gets the team ready to go, just do what you need to do out there. I think the fans, regardless, should be able to enjoy getting a chance to see Notre Dame football in the month of April, especially with how much hype and excitement is going into a year like 2026, where undefeated is very much not only on the table, but perhaps the expectation.
Yeah, I've already talked to more people around campus who are going to Blue Gold game than in years past. I think the expectation is starting to be felt now, and you can actually, I don't know if you can hear it over our mics right now, but the shirt revealing is going on in the background, so if you hear some cheers from that, lots of excitement for the shirt, lots of excitement for football season. We'll have a little bit more on what to look for in the Blue Gold game coming up after this short break.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause I'm there for you too.
Welcome back to Shamrock Sports. Ryan Murphy, Tyler Reidy, Cian Bagenstose here with you to break down the Blue Gold game happening tomorrow at Notre Dame Stadium. You can watch it on Peacock. Guys, let's dig into some of the player matchups, which is always the most interesting part of these spring scrimmages. Who do you have your eyes on? Let's start on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are obviously excited to see the leaders on both sides of the ball, how they continue to progress, develop, become the guys for this football team in 2026. But under the radar, I'm looking at Devin Fitzgerald. You're talking about a son of Larry Fitzgerald, speaking of Notre Dame and the Arizona Cardinal connection. This guy's gotten a lot of hype, a lot of attraction throughout the spring with what he's done in practice, the way that he has presented himself to the coaching staff and his teammates. And we know what C.J. Carr can be, the potential Heisman favorite in 2026. How can his pass-catching room fill in the guys toward the bottom of that depth chart, working up higher and creating more of a complete passing game for him? I think Devin Fitzgerald could be a huge part of that down the road.
Yeah, seems like something's developing between Notre Dame and the Arizona Cardinals here. How about you on the offensive side of the ball, Cian?
Even though I gotta tell you, strongly dislike Ohio State, I'm excited for the 2 Ohio State wide receiver transfers that are coming in. Even though these guys have not seen a lot of action, only 13 total combined catches, they were still highly touted recruits out of high school. 5-star top 3 receiver, 4-star top 12 receiver. So I'm really interested to see, will they reach that upside with Notre Dame? We'll get to see that first thing tomorrow.
Yeah. And on the defensive side of the ball, Chris Ash will certainly benefit from a second year under the belt. Obviously, last year did not begin at the start of the year as everyone expected, coming off a absolutely astounding defense the year before, but he settled things down nicely, and then maybe we'll start the year well. We're going to get a look at the defensive side of the ball tomorrow as well.
We're going to do 3 players to watch for. Number 1, Keon Keeley. He transferred in from Alabama, formerly committed to Notre Dame, but then decommitted the day before I left for college. So very sad news coming in. And then you got Leonard Moore, who everyone says is going to be like the best DB in college football. And then you got Drake Bowen, when he had a torn labrum all season long, 3.5 sacks, led a team in tackles. So it's really interesting to see how much more production he can have when he's fully healthy. Very exciting to see.
You can never have enough depth. You can never have enough playmakers on the defensive line. And I think that's something we really learned early on last year. Notre Dame's pass rush especially was basically non-existent during the 0-2 start that ultimately cost them the spot in the college football playoff. Ronnie Dunham's another one of those youngsters that I'm really excited to see based on, again, the tape we've gotten in practice. Marcus Freeman saying just a couple of weeks ago, this is a guy who I think could really make an impact, be one of our key contributors as just a freshman coming into 2026. You can never have enough on the defensive side of the ball, and especially on that D-line when you're going up in the trenches against some of those best units on the other side and trying to play the hard-nosed, physical football that is Notre Dame's identity. So that's a guy I'm looking for to really show out on Saturday.
Well, all the excitement that's been brewing for next year's edition of the Fighting Irish, you'll see it play out tomorrow at the Blue Gold game at Notre Dame Stadium. Lots of excitement going on at our Lotta Stadium as well, where the Notre Dame men's lacrosse team is back on top of the table in the rankings in college lacrosse, and they got a big game this weekend against Syracuse. We'll break down that for you after this quick break.
Welcome back. The Irish are off to a white-hot start this season. Kira, what have you liked so far?
I think the offense has looked great so far. I think the defense can get a little bit better.
Whoa.
I mean, if they find footing like this, we'll be in great shape for the midseason.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to the show, Molly O'Malley of the Irish dance team. Come on.
We're back to Shamrock Sports. On to some lacrosse here, which may be underrated with the Blue Gold game going on, but it is the most significant Notre Dame athletic event coming up. Number 1 Notre Dame, number 5 Syracuse, Irish entering 9-1, Cuse is 11-3, and this Notre Dame team, they certainly seem to be rolling. It was a close call last weekend against Duke, ranked number 16, but they squeaked it out. What'd you sort of see in that contest against Duke, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm not terribly worried about it. Yes, it was a 1-goal win. Yes, it was a slow offensive performance, 7-6 win for Notre Dame. Durham's a tough place to play and an even harder place to win. So for Notre Dame to squeak that one out in some really hot weather, they're finding different ways to win, and they've really leaned on their defense as of late. You take a look at their last 3 games, they've conceded fewer than 20 goals total against number 1 Richmond, number 1 North Carolina, number 16 Duke in their place. So the defense is becoming something that you can really rely on. Obviously, we know what the guys like Sean Light, Will Donovan, All-Americans can do back there at defense and lawn stick midi, respectively. Thomas Ricciardelli has really come into his own as a second-year starting goaltender for Notre Dame. He had an elite performance, 15 saves against the Blue Devils, and so there's a lot to like about the defensive side of the ball heading into Saturday and the postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You don't want to look too much into Duke. You got to look at the overall body of work. I think overall, these guys have proven that they are back to the national championship caliber that we've seen in 2023 and 2024 because they've pulled off big wins against Richmond and UNC, both ranked number 1 at the time. So Duke, kind of like NIU, a little bit of a fluke.
Yeah, this is a program that's won 2 national championships in the last 3 years. Certainly seem to be regaining their form after missing out last year against Syracuse this weekend, and then going forward, you expect them to make some sort of playoff run. What do you see that this Notre Dame team can do better and build upon to be able to go for their 3rd national championship in the last 4 years?
Gotta look at the data. The offense and defense right now are in different directions. Notre Dame's scoring defense is 3rd in the nation, and offensive scoring is only 20th in the nation. And the problem is, in the playoffs, when we face these elite teams, Syracuse, UNC, the defense isn't going to be able to hold them out. So offense has got to step it up. Just pack the net.
Yeah, Kevin Corrigan has said it's a democratic offense for Notre Dame. There's not a go-to guy, and sometimes that can be a good thing, but I think in Notre Dame's case, they're going to have to find somebody who can take that step forward. And in these moments, like we saw for extended periods against Duke on Saturday, where the offense is slow, things aren't coming about very successfully and frequently, you have somebody who can put you on the back a little bit. We've seen it at times from Josh Yago, the Air Force transfer. It hasn't been there consistently. I also don't think they've utilized him enough potentially. But I also want to see what Dylan Faison can do going forward. This is a guy who opened the year, another two-sport guy, Jordan Faison's brother. He's on the football team too. Started the year as the #1 ranked freshman in all of college lacrosse. Didn't see a ton of playing time out of the gate, but he looked good. 2 of Notre Dame's 7 goals, 3 points total, came from Faison on Saturday at Koskinen in Durham. So he's a guy who I think could really help to fill in that depth, but I still think you're going to need that go-to guy. Can't put it all on him just being a freshman. And Syracuse, that's a team that can really put the ball in the back of the net with Joey Spallina coming up tomorrow. He just broke the Syracuse all-time points record. Syracuse has 15 national championships. That's really hard to do. It tells you about the caliber of both him and that offense, so the Irish will have to find a way to keep up.
It's going to be an incredible clash between Notre Dame and Syracuse. Lots going on in other Notre Dame sports as well. Avery White gets you caught up with all your Friday headlines.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm Avery White here with your Friday headlines. Starting off with the Fighting Irish women's lacrosse team, who unfortunately fell 12-9 against the Clemson Tigers this past Wednesday in the quarterfinal of the ACC tournament. Currently 27th in the RPI rankings, the Irish await their fate for the 2019 NCAA tournament with the selection show on Sunday, May 3rd. Let's turn it over to baseball, where the Irish took a 3-2 road win against Michigan State on Wednesday. The team now has an 18-18 record and begin an 11-game homestand when they host Boston College for a 3-game ACC series. Game 1 of the series starts tonight at 6:30 p.m. in Frank Eck Stadium. Similarly, on the women's side, Irish softball earned a 9-1 win over the Spartans on Wednesday and are set to close out their ACC play against Boston College with a 3-game series starting tonight at 6 p.m. Be sure to show up to Melissa Cook Stadium tomorrow at 1 p.m. for Senior Day, as the Irish will honor their 4 seniors before the first pitch. At the Brian Clay Track and Field Invitational last weekend, graduate student Sophie Novak set a meet record for the 3,000-meter steeplechase, finishing first with a time of 9:24.95. She currently holds the fastest time in the country this season in this event and now has the 2nd fastest steeplechase time in Irish history. Former Notre Dame soccer player turned NFL kicker Brandon Aubrey signed a $28 million 4-year contract extension with the Dallas Cowboys last Monday, making him the highest paid kicker in the league's history. Aubrey is one of the most accurate in the NFL, with a career rate of 88.2%, and his 6 field goals of at least 60 yards are the most in league history. Finally, the beloved Notre Dame tradition of bookstore basketball wraps up this weekend. All 3 bracket championships will be played this Sunday, April 26th, with the co-rec final starting at noon, the women's at 2 p.m., and the men's at 4 p.m. Be sure to cheer on your friends, fellow students, and faculty members on the courts just west of the Hams bookstore. That is all for your Friday headlines. We'll be back for a senior send-off right after this quick break.
Here at Shamrock Sports, I pride myself on knowing a lot about, well, sports. And I mean all sports. I think some of the people around the office have started to lose their touch a little bit. Have you been reading up on any lines for the Texas U18 badminton tournament this weekend?
Absolutely not.
What?
No, what?
You don't think the boys from El Paso got a good shot at it this year?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dude, you got to figure it out, man. Come on. We do this. Murph, just the guy I was looking for. Okay, so you think Mo Kabasi can go back-to-back in the Yemen camel jumping this year? I'm thinking about sprinkling a few bucks on it.
What are you talking about?
Mohammed Kabasi? Come on, man. I thought you knew. No. Dude, no one in this office. Are we serious? Kira. Hey. Okay, as a Michigander, I want your opinion on this. Michigan cherry pit spitting contest. You like Lisa Fitzgerald at all?
What's that?
Well, you live there. You don't know the Michigan cherry pit spitting?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm so sick of this club.
Welcome back to Shamrock Sports here on the 2nd floor of the Duncan Student Center. A very busy Duncan Student Center. Ryan Murphy, Cian Bagenstose, Tyler Reidy, Avery White, your 2026 NDTV seniors, and they're definitely all here for us, by the way. We've got a great crowd behind us. They're all here for the shirt review, but we're going to say they're here for our senior show. One of our great traditions we have in the club is we always kind of stand here on our final show, and we talk about our favorite memories and our advice to the next generation. So, Cian, let's start with you. Give us some memories.
Favorite NDTV moment, definitely that first show freshman year, coming off the Marshall loss. I kind of went on a passionate rant about how we shouldn't give up on Freeman. Everyone wanted him fired up for Marshall. I'm like, guys, it's one game. He's a great coach. He's going to do great things. And 3 years later, I was right. National championship appearance. Should have made the playoffs at CFP committee. So, yeah, Freeman's a great coach. And, yeah.
That aged well. That's a moment that aged well. I'll go next here. I don't really have a favorite moment in particular to say, but I do have to say I think it's appropriate that we, end our time at NDTV standing here, because I think so many of my favorite memories were made standing in this spot. Because this is really, we usually end our football shows here making picks and doing Shambookie. And this is a spot where the personality really comes out. We get to really be ourselves, and the relationships that we form off the camera, behind the scenes with each other, I think you all, the viewers, get a really good sense of that. So not exactly a favorite moment in particular, but very special to be standing here every time we get to stand here.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite parts about what we do around here is not just Notre Dame television and the amazing culture we have at this place, but the collaboration that exists all throughout Notre Dame student media, whether it's here, Scholastic, WVFI, there's so much, everybody does so much to make it happen here with everybody else around it. I think that fleshes out best with what we do on the road and what we do outside of the studio. You saw it with me and Jirons when we innovated the Compton Live shot last year. I remember going to Michigan State and shooting a segment after the women's soccer game with JJ Post last year, and shooting something in Albany after the women's basketball tournament when we both drove like 11 hours there and back to get to it and get some content out there in the postseason. It's those moments, those under the radar opportunities that you get only here, and you get to do it with such amazing people. That's what sticks with me the most.
Yeah. You like to think a lot about how amazing the people are too.
I do. It's my favorite thing about this place. I'm not sure what order these pictures are going to come in. It's a surprise to me. But I'm going to say, first up, we have Ryan Murphy on the screen here. And I'm going to go to our all-girls show. That was one of my favorite memories. That was a goal of mine this year. I also made one of my best friends, Alice O'Brien. We became roommates through NDTV. That was super special. Just all the people that I've met along the way. I couldn't do this without you guys. And yeah, it wouldn't be the same place without, and the new members as well.
I would say one of the most special parts, I think, for all of us was we didn't really know what this year would look like. And
we had no idea.
What we were talking earlier today about walking into that room at first meeting there.
Yeah, I will say, this is a huge thanks to our recruiting team this past year with Trey Cody and Lauren Price. Going into our first meeting after the club fair, we didn't know how many people we were going to get. We had, Trey told me, 100 email signs up, and I was like, that's crazy, but they won't all come to this meeting. And no, not all 100 came, but a solid 60 plus came. I remember walking into that room, and it was nerve-wracking, but it was also like, it's going to be okay. There's such a bright future for this club. All the people behind the scenes right now, we'll get to them in a second, but that's what makes me so proud and happy to be a part of NDTV, is knowing that I can, and we'll get to advice in a second too, but knowing that I can speak to those younger than me and help them along their Notre Dame journeys as well. So that's been the most special part.
It's a perfect theme for our sort of parting words here on NDTV. Our advice to the future of the club, both those that are here doing an amazing job behind the scenes and those that are yet to come. Do you have a word of advice?
Yeah, just try new things. Don't be afraid to fail, because if you try long and hard enough, you'll eventually get there in the end.
Yeah, I have two, and I think you sort of alluded to one of them. I was talking to one of our more well-known alumni of the show this morning, and he compared NDTV to baseball and said, well, in baseball you're going to strike out, but if you go 3 for 4, you're a Hall of Fame player. And I think all of us, at various points, we've had our sort of stumblings, failures, but it's the journey through those that has really made us who we are standing here today. Which sort of goes into my second piece of advice would be, live that journey with gratitude. It's not about the result. Excuse me. The bet is hitting. Whoever bet on me crying.
Anytime cry, there it is.
The Shambookie
cry.
Ryan will cry.
Money line.
No, wow. It's not about the result. I know sometimes when you're here, it's very easy to feel that way, that you'll be grateful when you know what's going to happen. You'll be grateful when you know the result. But for much of our time here, the mistakes, the successes, you don't know what the result of those is going to be. And you'll be missing out if you're not grateful in the moment for the journey as well. I think some of my moments I'm most fond for here at NDTV were those moments when I was most grateful for the people around me. So be grateful in the moment. Live the journey.
Hard to follow that up, but I'll do what I can. When you get to this place for the first time, whether you're a freshman, a transfer, a gateway, whatever it might be, you have a lot that is thrown at you, whether it is the different activities in your first week, all of these classes that are bigger and tougher than anything you've experienced, being randomly placed in a dorm. My freshman year, there was not a place, a community, a group of people that welcomed me earlier, faster, more readily, with more open arms than Notre Dame television. And I have so many people to thank for that. It's played a huge role in my journey personally, and it's led me to find so many amazing friendships, get to know all of you, and become entrenched in this place. I'm so grateful for that every day. So, worry less, live more, embrace it all. Don't be afraid to fail. Try everything. This place is one of those environments that will let you do that day in, day out, week in, week out, every single show. It's an incredible group. It's an incredible place, and I cannot wait to see how it continues in the years, decades, and generations to come, because it's an amazing foundation. It's an amazing group that came before us and showed us the ropes here and got us going on our journeys, and it's just as high quality a group of people that's carrying it on now. So I'm so happy for it.
Absolutely. I'll say a lot of these people standing behind the cameras right now, I adore you all so very much. You all know that I don't like to be in front of the camera. I love doing what you guys do. And this is one of my few times in front of the camera, and it's honestly one of the least nervous I've been, because I know that I get to talk about something that I love so much and that I care about, and not that I don't care about sports and news and all of Notre Dame, but just being able to look out at you guys and just know that, again, I just said this, but the club is in such a great place going forward. My greatest advice that I can give you is use NDTV to be a leader. I know I was blessed and pushed by these three and the incredible Lori McFadden, Pete Farrow, and Dylan Wallace to be put in this leadership position that I never would have expected or thought that I would be in. But take those opportunities. Again, we like to say everyone at NDTV is a leader, no matter what position you're in, whether you're behind the scenes, in front of the camera, whatever you want to do. Make the most of that. Reach out to people. If there's something new you want to try, I tell you all the time, just try it. Just speak out. Take this place for what it's worth. Learn from others. Also, when you're a senior like us looking back, think about, just enjoy the people who are younger than you. I've told you guys a million times, you keep me so young. The rest of my friends don't interact with underclassmen as much, and that is the greatest joy that I have, is just being friends with all of you. And yeah, I love that I'm making you guys cry, and I'm not crying right now. I win the competition.
You know you want to.
No, I'm good. I'll cry in a bit, but I just love you all so much. I'm so thankful to have Ryan Murphy pull me into Notre Dame television. I wouldn't be here without him. I wouldn't be here with Cian and I had class together freshman fall. This is bringing back all the memories. Tyler Reidy and I have gone on a crazy ND hockey journey together. And again, I mentioned the all-girls show. I love everything, guys and girls, that you've done. But I love being able to empower the young girls under me as well. And to be able to do that all-girls show, that was, again, one of my goals. And I started out with a bunch of Shamrock boys who I love so very dearly. Shout out to Elise Tahoney for making me feel
I'm pretty sure we drove you crazy.
No, but Elise Tahoney, if you're watching, wouldn't be here without you either, making me feel welcome. And that's something that I wanted to do for the girls below me as well. Make them feel welcome and do that in turn and just help create a space that everyone feels welcome. And I hope that I have. And I don't know if those pictures were shown of my favorite people just gathering and this being their group of friends, and it's the best. I love this place.
Well, that's it for us. 2026 Notre Dame television class. There we go. We're
We're ready to clap.
Oh, we're gonna clap.
I'd be remiss if we didn't. You mentioned Lori, Pete, and Dylan, but our advisors are the best on this campus. We're very grateful to them. Very grateful to everyone behind the scenes. People are what make the place, and I'm very grateful to you guys, some of my best friends. So thanks to everyone for tuning in. Thanks for a great season of Shamrock Sports and for Notre Dame television. Have a great Friday afternoon, and go Irish.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking